Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The top-seeded Chicago Bulls and the second-seeded Miami Heat. Earlier out at the United Center, ready for the tip. Game 1, Scottie Pippen, Tim Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman getting the start, Doc.
Yeah, I think Phil Jackson decided we're not going to fool around with that. He thought he brought in too much attention when he brought him off the bench. So let him start the game, give him energy from the beginning of the game.
Hardaway guarded by Ron Harper. Here's Alonzo Mourning. Luke Longley has him defensively. Mourning, nice strong move in the first foul of the game.
Well, the one thing the Bulls have is fouls, and they're going to give Alonzo fouls every time he gets to the basket. If he has a chance, similar to what the Knicks did, they're going to foul him. Luke Longley wants to take that right hand away from Alonzo Mourning, and on the first move, he was beat to the basket by it.
Mourning in the playoffs this year at 50% from the free throw line. And he's got one more. 4 games in the regular season. Longley actually only played in 3 of them. He was injured in 1. Mourning with a 24-point average. 1 of 2. Pippen finds Rodman. Jamal Mashburn guards Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan posting up. Over for Sean Leonard, air ball. Mashburn for Miami in the corner. Leonard spots up for 3. Got it.
And that's big. That's how they want to score. That's how Sean Leonard gets points in the open court. And when you look at the Heat or the Bulls, they really don't have anybody that can stop Tim Hardaway in the open court.
First foul is called on Sean Leonard. The officiating crew tonight, Hugh Evans, Bennett Salvatore, and Eddie F. Rush.
And you can see right away the Bulls are going to post up with Sean Leonard. Michael Jordan's tough to guard when a guy taller than him is guarding him. When a guy is shorter, they're going to go to Michael all night until someone stops him.
Jordan now 0 for 2. Tipped by P.J. Brown. Here comes Hardaway, an early 4-0 Miami lead. Here's Mashburn. Nope. Rodman. Pippen. Right side, underneath Longley. Backdoor cut, Jordan.
Well, you know, there's a theory about guarding Michael Jordan. One is you let him score and stop everyone else. The thing is you cannot let him score easy. And so far, though he's missed 2 shots, those are exactly the shots he wants, and he didn't really have to work for them.
Here's Mashburn. Rebound Longley. Quickly to Ron Harper. He's got Pippen in the corner. And Ron Harper will wait to set it up. Rodman. Back to Jordan. Pass underneath. Mashburn called for the foul. His first.
And look at the backdoor cut by Michael Jordan. But Sean Leonard's open playing. He back cuts. And the pass was sensational by Luke Longley.
Foul on Mashburn's second team foul. And Pippen will inbound. Here's Longley again. Oh, beauty. What a pretty pass. Pippen can't convert.
Well, that was 2 great passes by their center. And that's something Luke Longley, you know, I talked to him earlier today, and he was talking about being a role player. He said, my job is to rebound, try to frustrate Alonzo, and make good passes to my scorers.
Here's Leonard. Over Rodman, and he got a second 3-pointer.
And he got 2 good looks. You give a Sean Leonard looks, you're asking for trouble. He's a good shooter all the time. Don't let him get hot.
Had 2 big games in the 7-game New York series. Jordan rejected. Underneath on the line, Mourning. That will be Chicago ball.
But this is exactly what Miami wants. They say if Michael scores, let him score going to the basket so we can make them feel us. They want to put a body on Michael Jordan. They don't want him just turn around shooting jumpers.
Thad Riley telling us this morning that in the 4-game series, there's a foul call on Mourning. his first, and that is such a significant element of this game for Miami.
Well, it's always a significant element when Alonzo Mourning's into the game. He gets more fouls guarding somebody else's man away from the ball. Those are fouls he cannot have if they want to win.
Pippen kicks it out to Harper. Scottie Pippen, pump fake up and under, beauty.
Yeah, that's a nice move. Scottie Pippen has a quickness and height advantage over Mashburn. But Mashburn, people forget, he scored 50 points on Scottie Pippen 3 years ago when he was with Dallas. So he does have some confidence coming into this building.
Alonzo Mourning, and Rodman gets another rebound. Here's Harper. Finds Longley for the jumper. And it's a one-point margin. Now Hardaway. Mourning back. Longley with his second foul.
And you can see Luke Longley playing on the right side, trying to take it away. Look at Scottie Pippen here. This is called the up and under fake. That is really nice. You can get the guy up in the air, it's all yours.
Michael Jordan this season, 40 pull-up jumpers in the 4 games against Miami and 13 drives.
And Pat Riley said we would love to reverse that. Have 13 pull-up jumpers and 40 drives. It sounds crazy, let Michael go to the hole, but either he's going to get fouled, he's going to get hit, or he's going to have to dunk it over Alonzo.
Brian Williams has replaced Luke Longley on the floor. Here's P.J. Brown back after his suspension. Rodman kicks it to Ron Harper. And a chance for Chicago to claim its first lead of the night. Rodman looks for Jordan in the post. They've switched Tim Hardaway on him now. And bingo.
See, those are the shots we don't. And that's really what he calls a jumper, mid-range jumper. It looks like a post, but Michael gets easy shots.
Mourning answers for Miami at the other end, and the Heat are back up by 1. Now Pippen, who's had a terrific playoff series in 1997. And Jordan with his 6th shot, he's hit 3 of them.
Yeah, and he's getting easy ones, and he's feeling it. He wants the ball right now. This is an aggressive Michael Jordan. I think he's still upset from yesterday's loss to the second unit.
You know, if he's yelling at Steve Kerr, that's not the first time that's happened.
No, it's not. And that's not a good sign for Sean Leonard because Michael wants to take it out on somebody.
A couple of years ago, Kerr and Jordan got into a battle, and Kerr had the black eyes. 10-9. Here's Mashburn.
And that's what I thought I would see more, and I think we will see more of that. Mashburn believes that he's stronger than Scottie, and he can take him down to the post whenever he wants to.
Scottie Pippen guarded by Mashburn. Mashburn's good defensive job. Oh, boy. Terrific position for Jamal Mashburn. And here's Hardaway as Mourning is late getting to the congregational meeting. Hardaway takes it strong, gets rid of it. P.J. Brown up the reverse layup.
And this is exactly the type of game Miami wants. They're bringing the ball up the court quickly, getting into their offense. They're getting dribble penetration from Tim Hardaway. That's the type of game they need to have.
Miami back up by 3. Here's Jordan. Leonard is back on him. Off the front rim. Tip. Picked up by Jordan, who's hit by Brian Williams as he takes the shot. And the loose ball, Hardaway. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Right side for Leonard for 3. He's canned all 3 of his shots.
And he's gotten great shots at it, and they all have come in transition offense. And that's what they need to do. Transition offense is key. That's why Phil Jackson is calling the timeout. He wants to slow the Heat down, bring the ball up.
Sean Leonard, he's streaky, so's Tim Hardaway. He'd lead by 6. By senseless fouls throughout the playoffs this year.
Yeah, in the last series, in the New York series, we were counting, he got more fouls away from guarding his guy. Right there, you see a reach-in foul. Right there, you just see him getting in the way. It's tough for a coach, though, Vern, because you want him to play with intensity, and that's how he plays. But he gets in foul trouble, and if he's not on the court, he hurts the team. He's already has 1. You look at this one. Just being too aggressive on Michael Jordan, he picks up his first foul. They need Alonzo Mourning on the floor for them to have any chance of winning.
How much of a factor is his memory of the humiliation of a year ago against Chicago playing this series?
I think it's big for him. I think he wants to prove that that was a fluke. He's admitted, they got to me. They got in my head. He wants to prove that he's a better player than that, and I believe he is.
Thus far, the Heat 3 for 7 from 2-point range. And Sean Leonard has hit all 3 of his 3-pointers. Here's Rodman, guarded by P.J. Brown. Brown, who sat out the 2 games suspended and paid the fine. And Mashburn switches over on Michael Jordan.
And I like that switch. It was a switch on defense. I don't think they did it intentionally. I like Mashburn on Jordan. If he's going to post him up over someone bigger.
Alonzo Mourning, nice pump fake. Puts Rodman in the air, draws the foul, will go for the three-point play.
And look at Brian Williams trying to get back. And they're worried about Alonzo in the transition because they don't think anybody can run with him. But look at this dunk. That is a power dunk. Dennis Rodman tried to hit his arm to make him lose the ball. He still did it and dunked the ball.
Mourning at the free throw line, where he will spend a lot of the evening because of problems like that. But it's a 9-point Miami run. Here's Pippen, guarded by Mashburn again. Deshaun Leonard on Jordan. Jordan is 3 of 9. Curl, Scottie Pippen, foul away from the ball. 22. P.J. Brown got it.
You think 3 of 9. There's 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and Michael Jordan has shot the ball 9 times already.
You want to prorate that?
Oh, my goodness.
He's gonna have a sore elbow.
Boy, he will. He'll be a pitcher after this game. You have to ice it.
In game 1 of the regular season series, he had 50 between these two teams. Miami and Chicago tied 2-2 in the regular season. And Miami did win one of the 2 games that foreign teams won, visiting team won here in Chicago. Three-second violation called on Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, Scottie was posted up and didn't realize that his foot was in the paint. You know, that was once again, Mashburn was guarding Michael. Michael wanted to take the shot. He couldn't because he just can't raise over Mashburn, who's a bigger player.
5:40 to go, first quarter of play. Nice pick and roll. And Mourning not ready to get the pass from Hardaway. Skip pass out to Mashburn. P.J. Brown fights Rodman for position. There's the entry pass and the turnaround. That is not P.J. Brown's strong suit.
No, P.J. Brown, he has a small post-up game. He hits a little 10-foot jumper, but that's not what Miami wants out of their offense.
8-point Miami lead. Jordan at the free throw line again. And P.J. Brown and Dennis Rodman with the battle underneath.
Well, you know, P.J. Brown said it's amusing now. People are looking at me like a villain, like Dennis Rodman. He said all week he's been getting the question, how are you and Dennis going to get along? P.J. Brown said, I'm not that type of player. I'm a player with effort. And you can see them right there, though, Vern. They're going at it.
Jordan cans the first. Tony Kukoc getting ready to make his first appearance of the night, and he will replace Rodman. Kukoc out the last couple of weeks of the season. Bad feet. Rodman, of course, was out. Kukoc, don't know if he's 100% yet.
And it's really tough. A foot injury is tough because of balance. And if you're a shooter like Tony Kukoc is, you need your balance when you're taking shots. If you don't have your balance, it's usually off, and that's what he's been so far in the playoffs.
2 free throws from Jordan and a streak by Miami. Now Hardaway. Last year, in the first game of the series, Tim Hardaway hit 26 points in the first half. Alonzo Mourning is off to a very good start.
Under tempo, getting his shot, taking his time, got a great rhythm. You know, right now, this game reminds me a lot of Atlanta-Chicago game 1.
In which Atlanta was up by 16 in the third quarter, only to see Chicago come back and win. Jordan with the dish to Williams. What a rejection underneath. Kukoc gets the loose ball. Jordan with another shot. No. And this one in the hands of Brian Williams, who loses it on the way up. So Jordan does not have the hot hand. And here's Hardaway. Rebound in the hand of Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Jump step, short, rebound Mourning.
Right now, the Heat's defense has been sensational.
And Deshaun Leonard takes the 3. He's 4 for 4.
All transition offense shots. He's had 4 wide open threes off the transition game of the Heat. This game is going exactly the way Pat Riley wants this game to go.
Pippen, an 11-point Miami lead. Here's Kukoc over P.J. Brown. Rebound right to Jordan. Deshaun Leonard guards him. Chicago has missed its last 6 shots. Now Pippen on the switch. Deshaun Leonard on him. Mashburn comes to help. Jordan is open and cans the jumper.
And that's a nice patient offense by the Bulls. But so far, you can look at it. Miami is into this game more intensity-wise, and that's what you lose with the break. You sit out 5 games, you lose some intensity.
Kukoc off the dribble. Up and under, no. On the floor, picked up by P.J. Brown, 3-on-1. Pippen is back. They feed it to P.J. Brown, who misses an air ball and a layup. I haven't seen that in a while.
He lost his balance.
Pat Riley doesn't like the way this was going, so he calls timeout.
Well, after that shot, he wants to know what happened himself.
Well, there's the lead on a lot of the local newscasts tonight. Air ball on a layup from P.J. Brown. Well, he got one.
He's going to the basket. 3 guys. He passes it off. Alonzo Mourning, a great shot blocker, throws it back out of there. And then watch Alonzo on the post. You want to get great post-up position. Look at this, and look how patient he is. We thought in the New York series he was going a little too quick. There, he just takes his time, gets the shot he wants, and he makes it.
Dan Marley has made his first appearance now. He started the 2 games in P.J. Brown's absence, and Dan Marley is on. Back surgery middle of the season, missed most of the second half of the year. Here's Hardaway, guarded by Ron Harper. Takes the jumper over Harper, in and out. Mourning hits it. Brian Williams brings it down. 2:35 to go, opening quarter of play. And Chicago trails by 9. Harper, Steve Kerr's on the floor for Chicago. Blocked by Mourning. Beautiful timing.
Bill Russell type block. Not only did he block it, he brought the ball down. That's exactly what Russell likes to do.
Kept it in play on the court. There's a miss at the other end by Hardaway. Back to Kerr. Now Kukoc in the post. Mourning guards him. Brian Williams calls for it. Kukoc finds him. There's a mismatch with Hardaway. My goodness. Harper. And they sandwich Hardaway in the post. Here's Pippen for 3.
I'll tell you what, Scottie Pippen has had the playoff of his career so far. He's been magnificent for the Bulls. Right now, the Bulls are struggling scoring points, and they take Michael Jordan out. I think that's interesting.
Hardaway, Harper, pick and roll with Mashburn. Ike Austin getting ready to make his first appearance for Miami. Here's Mashburn backing in. Pippen comes to help. And Jamal Mashburn puts it over Harper.
Wow, I tell you what, Mashburn was waiting for a double team. He was so low, he couldn't believe it. He said, okay, well, I'll turn around and shoot the ball.
Scottie Pippen at the other end. In the corner for Kerr. Now Kerr brings it outside. Return pass from Harper, 1:12 to go in the quarter. Kukoc. And there's Mourning again. And there's Mourning again.
Oh, my.
Oh, my goodness. What a quarter Alonzo Mourning is having. Final minute underneath the Marley, misses it again. Here's Kerr for Chicago. He's got Kukoc on his right. They wait for Harper. Harper passes on the 3. Now he'll take it. Marley flies at him. Alonzo Mourning's blocks have highlighted this first quarter. He's got 5.
I mean, just look at the effort. That one right there is unbelievable. It brings the ball down. And here Tony Kukoc thinking he can get by Alonzo. You can't. I'll try it again. And you can't. Same answer. Alonzo, now he challenges that one, gets the rebound. He's having a heck of a game. He's making up for everything he did in the last playoff against the Bulls in 1 quarter.
And Riley will rest him for the final 35 seconds of the quarter. The crossover dribble brings a foul from Ron Harper. That's his first, and it's the team 4th, so we're still not in the penalty.
And I think it's a great time to get Alonzo out. He's played with great effort. You get away, he only has 1 foul. Sit him for a little while, bring him back in, and he has 5 fouls left in the game to use.
Ike Austin on for Alonzo Mourning, sets the screen for Tim Hardaway. 4-second difference shot clock and game clock, so Chicago will get it back one more time. Now Mashburn, Kerr guards him. Watch out the hand check. He's got his hand on his hip. Shot clock at 8. It's Deshaun Leonard, I beg your pardon, not Mashburn. And Kerr knocks it out of bounds.
And that's nice defense by Kerr. And you can use the hand check, so-called hand check, if you're on the post. He was using it very well right then.
Now Marley. Ike Austin, who hit his first career three last week, thus encouraged, launches it from way outside. At the buzzer, Pippen's three is no good. We have finished one at the United Center in Chicago. The Bulls, 7 of 28. They were only 2 for their last 16, but Alonzo Mourning is the story in quarter number 1. 5 blocks for Mourning. It's the playoffs by far the best offensive rebounding team.
Yeah, when you look at the Bulls, you don't think rebounds, but that's what they do, and they do offensively, especially Dennis Rodman very well. You look at the Bulls in the regular season, Vern, 5th in field goal percentage in the league, and they led in offensive rebound. That means they make most of the time their shots, but when they do miss it, they get another rebound and take another one. That makes them almost unbeatable. Pat Riley said that's the key to this series, is keeping them off the boards.
Well, they have gotten 7 offensive boards, but they haven't made many putbacks in the first quarter. Now Longley is back on playing with 2 fouls, and so is Michael Jordan. Jordan 4 of 11 in the first quarter. And Miami will apply a little pressure as Chicago inbounds. Vern Lundquist, Doc Rivers, Craig Sager from the United Center in Chicago. Here's Kukoc, Kerr, Jordan, Longley, and Jason Caffey has also come on for Phil Jackson. Kukoc as Marley comes at him. And a rebound for Ike Austin. He gets to Mashburn, and Miami will run. Well, now they'll set to go to half court. Isolation play for Jamal Mashburn. Jason Caffey guards him. Mashburn off the glass too strong. Kukoc rebound.
Riley wanted an ISO, but he really doesn't want Mashburn to back down Caffey. He wants Mashburn to use his quickness and blow by him.
Michael Jordan, 4 of 11. You saw the shooting graphic. Chicago very cold. Jordan gets his 5th basket. He's got 12 points.
And that's that pull-up jump shot Riley does not want to see. But when you have that at your age, you can do it whenever you want. It's nothing a defense can really do with that. He reminds me of a lot of Andrew Toney when he throws those type of shots up.
What was an 11-point lead has been cut more than in half, and Kerr gets this foul. Alonzo Mourning comes back in for Miami, and we go to Craig Sager.
Well, Vern, while the time he was out, Alonzo Mourning had heat treatment put on both knees. He's got very sore knees, and after the game, he'll have them iced down. But it's a problem and a concern for him throughout the series. At this time of the year, both knees very sore, and he had heat treatment during those last few minutes. Vern?
Keith Askins, who has not played in the last 2 games against New York, makes his first appearance here against Chicago. Marley. Whoa, hello.
Well, his back is feeling fine, Vern.
I don't think he was going to slow down that.
No, and that's what he can do. He's not scared of anybody, and if he can get to the basket, he will attack the basket.
Marley guards Kukoc. Here's Longley guarded by Mourning. Kerr has Hardaway guarding him, and Jason Caffey with Ike Austin doing the defensive work. Kukoc over the back, loose ball foul. His first. Watch Dan Marley's penetration toward the basket.
A lot has been made about his three-point shooting, but one thing Dan Marley can do also is take the ball all the way to the basket. Marley
Matched against Kukoc tonight. 27-19, 10-15 to go first half. Hardaway 0 for 3. Michael Jordan guards him. Now Mourning. Jason Caffey on him. Jordan. Kerr is the one who comes, and Mourning with the jump hook.
And so far, the Bulls really have not shown a lot of help. They've allowed whoever is guarding Alonzo to guard him one-on-one. I don't know how long that's going to last because he's killing them down there on the post right now.
Alonzo Mourning 4 of 5. Here's Kerr at the buzzer. Tip, rebound Austin. Hardaway 0 for 3 so far. Marley for 3.
Didn't come close. Maybe that's why he drove that one time. But I tell you what, that's the shot he wants. You can't give Dan Marley too many of those looks.
Here's Jordan. Mourning with yet another rebound. That's 5 for Alonzo Mourning. 10-point Miami lead. Hardaway did not have a good shooting series throughout, though in Game 7 against New York, he had a quarter that will be chiseled in granite for the ages.
I tell you what, he never shoots that well. He's only shot 40% for the year. But boy, does he make big shots in big game situations.
Hardaway had 18 of 22 in the third quarter in Game 7 against New York. 38 in all. Here's Mourning. Longley guards him. Off the dribble, Alonzo Mourning.
And that's the new Alonzo Mourning right there. He used to only go right. Luke Longley was playing him to go right. He went left and got a layup.
And the largest lead of the ball game belongs to the Heat of Miami. Play game suspension. You talked to him, I know, about an hour before the game.
Yeah, he said he's fine. He said he just wants to get in and play basketball again. He says he's tired of all this talk. It's over with. He just wants to play. And he's right. They've gone through about anything any team can go through, and yet they're still standing. That's why I like this team. They are very resilient. And, you know, Pat Riley said, forget all this stuff about taking your bumps. He said, we want to win a championship.
Askins on with Mourning, Austin, Hardaway, and Marley for Miami. Here's Kerr. Skipped it in the hands of Longley. Chicago can't buy a basket. Here's Marley. Finds Hardaway. Feeds Askins for three in the corner, and he cans it.
And they're just killing the Bulls right now getting back. Transition defense has to be a concern for the Chicago Bulls. Miami, they're getting every shot they want.
In the second quarter of the last game between these two in Miami, Chicago was 3 of 18 in the second quarter. They scored 9 points. They are now 3 of their last 24 shots.
You know what's funny? Pat Riley was telling us this morning that he was concerned about the Bulls defense and making them take shots that they didn't want to. I think the exact reverse has happened. Right now, Chicago, they're taking shots they really don't want to take, and that's why Miami is winning. Chicago is shooting the ball poorly. I think it's due to Miami's defense.
Kukoc misses the free throw. He'll shoot one more. Kukoc 0 for 5 from the field. Foul is on Marley. 0 for 2. Rebound, Rodman. 5 already. So he's only averaged 6.5 rebounds per game in the playoffs. Kerr, yes!
So that's what Dennis Rodman does. And Pat Riley again this morning was telling us that's his concern with Rodman. Not what he does, his antics and all that, is that he brings energy to the Bulls, and that's how the Heat wins. They beat people on energy.
That ends a 9-0 run for Miami. Now Tim Hardaway gets the pick for Mike Austin. Finds Mourning underneath. Beautiful.
Boy, Alonzo's attacking the basket. He's having a great game.
Alonzo Mourning, 6 of 7 from the field, complemented by 5 blocks at the defensive end. Mashburn getting ready to come back on. Here's Kukoc. Kukoc. Austin clears it. Longley knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Miami ball.
Already, the Heat believes that they can play with the Bulls. You know, one of the big things to beat the Bulls, you have to believe coming into it that you can beat them. You know, Pat Riley has this team believing. He told us that 3 months ago that he thought, or he liked his chances against the Bulls, and you can see it on the Heat's face right now. They're attacking.
We had a game in Miami in late January, early February. Here's the entry pass underneath the Mourning. Guarded by Rodman now. Double comes from Pippen. 4 on the shot clock. That's going to be offensive foul. You can see it coming.
And that's the first play and the first time Dennis Rodman has guarded Alonzo Mourning, and he draws an offensive foul. You think he doesn't want to get in that guy's head? You can see it right there, and that's exactly why we're going to a break, because Pat Riley wants to talk it over. Mourning causes so many problems defensively, but offensively also, and they're going to have to try to guard him with as many people as possible. You know, that's 18 fouls they have to give up, and they even have Robert Parrish on the bench, so you have more fouls, and they're going to use them all against Alonzo.
13 points for Alonzo Mourning thus far, and you see how he has fared respectively against Longley, Rodman, Williams, and the dreaded others.
You know, that last time Dennis Rodman drew an offensive foul, and that's what they have to be concerned. Dennis Rodman is a great flopper, and I notice floppers. I always talk about him, and he's a great defender. You put those two together, he's pretty tough.
Pippen brings it across the timeline. He's guarded by Mashburn, Michael Jordan. Askins has him. Now Pippen finds Jordan, who cuts and cans it.
Boy, that's a tough shot. And after he made it, Alonzo looked at him like, how did you make that shot?
Here's Hardaway. He has not gotten off the mark tonight. Kicks it back to Austin. And here's Tim Hardaway with the jumper. Now he's off the mark. That's for 3.
And that's the first easy shot he's had.
Tim Hardaway playing back home. Went to Carver High School not far from here. Isaiah Austin. Listen to me. Ike Austin, Isaiah Austin. Isaiah Thomas and the Raptors are in attendance tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I talked to him today, and he said he wanted to show his guys how do you play with intensity in Eastern Conference Final play. I think that's really neat. Stoudemire's here, Camby's here, Daryl Walker, the coach, is here. I think that's a really nice move by Isaiah.
How'd they get tickets?
Pool. He knows somebody.
Yeah, he must. 5:40 remaining in the first half. Doc and Isaiah, of course, both played against each other. They played against each other as high schoolers here. There's Rodman with the putback. And it's a 13-point game, 39-26.
I thought Dennis Rodman came into the first game when he started tonight. He was flat. Now he's coming in with his energy, and Pat Riley is watching that.
Here's Mourning, guarded by Rodman again. Double comes from Michael Jordan. They try and get it back to Hardaway. Here's Ike Austin in the post. Takes it over Longley. Cans it.
He's huge because if you're going to double team and you're going to take away the threes, there's going to be a guy open on the post, and it's the opposite side. That's what makes Houston so tough now. It's when you double team Akeem, you go to Barkley, and he makes a shot. That's what Ike Austin just did.
41-26, back to a 15-point margin. 4:50 to go first half. Askins out on Jordan. This one tipped out of bounds by Miami.
Tell you what, nothing is coming easy for Chicago. They've scored a couple on the offensive rebounds. Thank goodness for them, or this would be an even bigger lead for the Heat.
And it's Salvatore. Luke Longley picks up his 3rd foul. Chicago on the offensive boards so critical, and that's really the only thing that's going for them.
Yeah, because right now the Heat's defense has been swarming, just basically suffocating. The only way they can score and stay in this game right now is second shots.
Brian Williams back on for Luke Longley, who sits with 3 fouls. Here's Hardaway. They trap him. Get the ball in the hands of Mashburn. Pippen was late getting back to Askins in the corner. Here's Mashburn. Gets it to Askins. Takes the 3. Nope. And Jordan with the rebound. Miami trying to get back in transition. They do a pretty good job of it. Here's Jordan. Pippen off the dribble. Puts up a difficult shot, but he does draw a foul.
Well, he was really looking to pass the ball, and once he felt the body on him, he knew the whistle was going to blow. He threw the ball up to the basket, and now he gets to go to the foul line.
Randy Brown makes an appearance for Chicago, number 1. And Scottie Pippen at the free throw line. P.J. Brown reappears for Miami. Coming up tomorrow night on TNT, Game 2, the Rockets and the Utah Jazz, the Western Finals. Utah winning last night.
And Pat Riley talked about that today. He said, we don't want to come out flat like Houston. We don't want to use the excuse that we didn't have enough time to prepare. I guarantee you in his pregame speech, that was used.
Alonzo Mourning will rest, and he sits with 2 fouls, and Miami up 41-28. Here's Harding. Randy Brown, the defensive specialist, will pick him up. Mashburn calls for it, gets it, takes a 3, cans it.
And not only are they getting open looks, but they're making them. I tell you what, though, Vern, they're getting every shot they want right now.
7 of 13 from 3-point range is Miami. And they have the largest lead in the ball game at 16. This one goes. Count the basket.
You can feel the Bulls starting to get back into this game, but I will note that it took about a quarter and a half before they start running their offense, getting shots they wanted to get, and a lot of that, again, is due to the Heat's defense.
Pippen at the line. Austin with the rebound. 6 rebounds already for Ike Austin. Now Mashburn brings it up. Pippen from behind, doesn't quite get it. Hardaway in the post. Double comes from Pippen. Back to Mashburn for 3. No. Rebound Jordan. Randy Brown. Deshaun Leonard fights Michael Jordan. Tim Hardaway put Randy Brown on the deck.
And Randy Brown not real happy about it. You know, Deshaun Leonard knows he's giving up size, so what he's trying to do is just fight him and get low. Look how low he gets in here, and that's exactly what Riley wants him to do. Make Michael Jordan work for every shot he gets. That is too easy right there.
Jordan, foul called on Leonard. That's his third.
And Michael Jordan is still upset. And what he's saying, he's telling Eddie Rush, he says, listen, you should have called that. The guy hit me on my arm, and the other ref called it. That's what Michael Jordan's upset about. And he said it 3 or 4 times already, and you can see it right there, hit on the elbow, that they've hit him on his elbow when he's shooting.
Pretty good tactic if you get away with it.
It's a great tactic, and I know from experience it drives him crazy if you get away with it.
Did you employ the tactic yourself?
I tried, and I got away with it for about a quarter and a half, and he finally made a shot, and he made about 20 more shots after that.
Time call.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to Jordan.
And this is, you know, every player has a button that you can push. Right there is Michael Jordan. He cannot stand getting hit on the elbow, and that's what he's yelling at. And earlier in the game, it happened. I think it's happened already twice, and there was no call. That drives you crazy because you get away with it. It makes you look like you can't shoot at all because usually you shoot some kind of air ball, and Michael does not like it. If I'm Deshaun Leonard, unfortunately, I would do it again, but he has 3 fouls. So he's on the bench. Someone else will have to do it.
Randy Brown picks up Tim Hardaway and applies a little pressure on him. Under 3 minutes to go now, 12-point lead. It was 16. Here's pick and roll. Mashburn looks for Mourning, who's back on the floor. Mourning guarded by Brian Williams. Jordan flies at him. Alonzo Mourning off the front rim. Tip is no good from P.J. Brown. Rodman has it. Here comes Chicago.
And be cautious if you're Miami right now because the Bulls are going to try to make a run here to end this half.
Jordan. Now Marley on Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Well, they want him to go to the basket, but when he gets there, they want someone else to be there to help.
An 8-3 run for Chicago. The lead is 10. Turnover, 2-on-1. Pippen and Brown. Scottie Pippen. Rejected by P.J. Brown.
Oh, and that is great effort. Getting back on defense.
For 3, no. Mashburn gets the loose ball. Spin move, up and under and good.
Big turn of events right there. You could feel Chicago about to make a run, and P.J. Brown stamped it out.
If you look back at Game 6, Miami-New York in the Garden last Friday night, the single biggest play of the game was a defensive stop by Ike Austin at 74-71 that led to a tying 3.
Pat Riley says the biggest play of the series.
Here's Jordan for 2 more. Nope. In and out. So P.J. Brown's block, huge. Bennett Salvatore has called something.
P.J. Brown and Brian Williams are getting tangled up, running down the court, and he's going to either call a double foul or he's going to call it on Brian Williams. You can see it here running down the court. The entire way down the court, they're tangled up, going at it.
And it's called a flagrant foul on Brian Williams. Wow.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if it was a punch or an elbow, but he did something here. You can see it right there, getting tangled up.
It was on the top right of the screen, so P.J. Brown goes to the free throw line.
And Brian Williams was saying, I wasn't throwing a punch or anything. I was throwing him off me. Whatever you did, they're saying, we're giving you a flagrant foul for it.
One more for P.J. Brown, 1 of 2.
Poor P.J. He must think, I didn't want to get into that. It happened anyway. What am I to do?
Now Mashburn is going to rest. P.J. Brown will take it in on the sideline. Marley, Austin, Aspins, Hardaway, and P.J. Brown. Mourning is on the bench. Rodman with a hip knocked Askins 2 feet undetected. Austin, Askins, Hardaway. Moving screen, Ike Austin.
It was a moving screen. It was a better acting job by Randy Brown. You know, when you fall like that, Bird, you draw attention, you make the ref make a call. And this is what Randy Brown did here. He knew he was beat, so he made the ref make a call. And he had to call offensive foul. Nice move by Randy Brown.
13-point Miami lead. Randy Brown guarded by Hardaway. Here's Pippen over Marley. Askins to Hardaway.
And right now, with Alonzo Mourning out, the Heat need to find a way to score some points, as the Bulls are going to try to chisel this lead down before halftime.
Austin, no. Rebound, Rodman. A chance to get it into single digits with 42 seconds to go in the half. Largest lead of the game was 16 by Miami. Here's Jordan.
Boy, that is a great shot. He gave himself room with that step back.
Michael Jordan has 20. The lead is 9. Hardaway back to Austin. Got it.
That's nice. He did not hesitate. He caught the ball and shot it. That's something he was not doing earlier in the playoffs, and now he is.
Coming up on the Nike halftime report, Danny Ainge and Reggie Pius join EJ in our Atlanta studios, and they will preview Game 2. There's a tip and a missed basket from Brian Williams, and then he misses the putback. And we have reached the end of the first half. Michael Jordan with 20 first half points, but Brian Williams misses 2 gimmies. And in part because of that, Miami leaves with a 49-38 lead. Jordan's 20 led Chicago. For the 4th time in 6 games, they trail at the half at home. In no fault of Michael Jordan, however, Doc.
Yeah, basically what has happened here is that the Miami Heat has gotten out running, and the only way the Bulls can score is in the half-court offense with great plays by Michael Jordan or Scottie Pippen. The Bulls didn't score 1 point on the fast break in the first half.
Michael Jordan had to put it up 18 times. He used 8 of 19 from the floor for a total of 20 points. He and Pippen, the total offensive load. And on the other side of the court, Miami is getting terrific help.
Has got involved. I think the guy who's been key, though, is Tim Hardaway. He's not scoring points, but he's pushing the ball up the court, and he's getting the ball to guys like Sean Leonard and Mashburn. And when you look at that, you got 21 points from those two. That's pretty nice.
More than one way to skin the cat. Tim Hardaway, only 3 points, but he said, gentlemen, those of you who thought we would win this series in 5, you've still got a good bet.
That's a heck of a statement. And right now, he needs a statement from his teammates of that sort in this second half. I think Miami has done exactly what they wanted to do. Michael Jordan is carrying the load, and he's working for it, which is really tough. They're getting into the offense early, Miami. They're getting shots to their other guys, and I think Tim Hardaway has been a catalyst.
It'll be Hardaway joined by Sean Leonard, P.J. Brown, Mashburn, and Mourning for Miami. Luke Longley with 3 fouls. Michael Jordan, Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman. So the starting 5s for both clubs on the floor. An 11-point Miami lead. Mashburn picks up Pippen. He's got 11 points.
Well,
Jordan.
You knew one thing would happen, Vern. Energy by the Heat. They're coming with that. What we don't know is how the Bulls can match it.
Here's Pippen on the pick and roll for Rodman. Puts it on the floor and travels.
Well, I think he double dribbled personally. Rodman's probably thinking, I didn't travel, I double dribbled. You called the wrong call. Either way, he did something wrong.
Very few turnovers in this ball game thus far. 4-2 is the count. Pippen almost had one. And one of the fellows on a headset on the far side is very thankful for his agility.
Yes, he is. And the fans are thankful that he didn't run anyone over.
Dr. Jack Ramsey among those who was dodging feet.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, though. Ramsey would have took the hits for the
Yeah, team. I think so. Sometimes you got to talk Turk. 49-38. Hardaway, guarded by Harper, takes the jumper in and out. Nope. Rebound, Longley.
See, and this is the half they're going to need Hardaway, because you know the Bulls' defense is going to tighten. So then you need shot makers to make shots, and that's what Tim Hardaway is.
That one saved by Jordan into the hands of Rodman. Wow. Here's Pippen, looks for Harper for three.
And already you can see a different Chicago Bulls team come out. Now the Heat, they have to match it. Going down to Alonzo would be smart.
Showing wisdom for the ages, Hardaway does just that. Back to Hardaway. He's 1 of 7. Here's Alonzo Mourning. Rodman with another rebound. He's got 9 now.
And the Bulls would take a jump shot from Alonzo all day. He's capable of making it, but that's the type of shot they would like him to take.
Pippen with the pump fake. Longley got away with a shove. Loose ball, foul. This is going to be on Mourning. It'll be his third. No, they've called it on Vashawn Leonard.
Well, right there you can see Luke Longley got away with the push, and in return, he gets a foul called on him. I think they knew that, and that's why they called it on Vashawn Leonard, but that puts him in foul trouble now also.
Vashawn Leonard has 4, so the number of fouls equals the number of three-pointers he has hit tonight.
I think it's interesting that Pat Riley has gone with Willie Anderson now in the second half to guard Michael, because he knows Michael is going to try to take this game over.
Longley going back to the latter stages of the second quarter. This is a 9-2 run, and the margin is 6. Hardaway. Over the 12 games in the playoffs thus far, Tim Hardaway hitting 36%, but he's had 2 memorable offensive games. One against Orlando, and then Game 7 against New York. Mourning. Oh, boy.
That's what he wants, though. If he goes right, it doesn't look good all the time, but it goes in. I think they teach ugly hook shots at Georgetown, because Mutombo has the ugliest one.
Well, what about Ewing?
His is pretty nice looking.
You want to talk about Othello Harrington?
Ugly.
Okay. John Thompson is here again tonight. Jordan, perfect. First basket, second half, 51-45. The margin is 6. This has not been a raucous crowd. They've been very quiet.
You know, they've been off for 5 games also. So they've been sitting around. They've forgotten how to do this themselves.
Technical foul called on Scottie Pippen. After the personal foul called on Scottie Pippen. Hardaway at the line.
You know, and Dennis Rodman just went up to Scottie and said, hey, Scottie, you have to calm down a little bit. You can see it here. Scottie is upset at the foul call right there. He said there's a loose ball. You shouldn't call it. But he did reach. But this is why he got the technical. He slammed the ball down. And sometimes you slam it at disgust at yourself. On that one, that was a slam because he was disgusted at the referee.
Now let's go back and watch Michael Jordan creating space.
And this is what Pat Riley was talking about. He wants somebody to keep a hand in Michael Jordan's face. But when you step back like that, there's nobody with a hand. Look at all that space right there on the shot.
Offensively for Miami, they countered with Alonzo Mourning's drive.
Now they want to take this away. They want to take away him going right, but he is so quick, especially for Luke Longley. Brian Williams or Dennis Rodman might have a chance, but Luke Longley has no chance to guard Alonzo off the dribble.
Alonzo Mourning has 15, Jordan 22, John Thompson. And he's become a big NBA fan. This is about 4 games in a row he's attended.
Boy, he's traveled a lot. I just want to know who's paying his way. Is it the players, or is it he, or is it David Falk? Or
maybe it's none of our business.
No, it's not. It really is.
Under 9 to go. Oh, we'll sit Craig Sager on it.
Yeah, he'll find out.
Jason Caffey, or Willie Anderson, rather.
That's
Willie Anderson for 3.
That's another reason he's in the game, because not only does he give them some more defense and size, he is not scared to shoot the basketball.
Willie Anderson played in 28 of the 82 regular season games. He was forgotten. Here's Harper to counter for 3. And an over-the-back foul on Luke Longley. That That's going to be his fourth.
And that was because they missed the other one. The refs knew they missed the other one where he pushed and got away with it. They were waiting for that, and he did it, and they called it.
Back to a 9-point margin at 54-45. Harper has Hardaway. Mashburn tries to establish position in the post. Here's Alonzo Mourning out on top. Pippen goes for the steal, and then Jordan with the block. Here's Pippen, Jordan right side. Scottie Pippen will take it for three. Beauty.
Boy, he wanted it the whole way. There was no doubt if he got room, he was going to take that shot.
Set up by the Jordan block. Mourning will go in Longley.
And two things just happened. Dennis Rodman just doing an illegal elbow or something at Alonzo, and Dennis Rodman also hurt his knee on that last play.
Mourning is down. You saw him call time.
I want you to look at the bottom of the screen at the end of this play and watch Dennis Rodman after the whistle. He lowered his shoulder into Alonzo's ribs. And just take a look at this.
May have been more shoulder than elbow, but the result the same. Mourning down in pain. Alonzo Mourning walked off by himself. He's had a wonderful game tonight. In the game, plus 11, on the bench, minus 5. Watch Rodman, number 91.
And you have to make up your mind if this is a dirty play or not. When you look at it on the replay, it does not look like that. Personally, Vern, I'm watching the game live, and I thought Dennis Rodman walked into him. He did it would, and that's why he walked away. Is that dirty? I don't know. He was just trying to be physical and put a body on Alonzo, but I tell you what, that hurts.
Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Vern, Doc, you're right. He did hurt his ribs, and when he came off, he definitely had the wind knocked out of him. He talked to the training staff and said he was all right, just hurt a little bit, but he had the wind knocked out of him, and he has a very sore right side.
Vern? He is back on the floor.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. Now you have to watch. If he's having a tough time breathing, then you know if it's his ribs, but I think he'll be fine.
Pippen guards Mashburn. Here's Mourning, guarded by Brian Williams. The double comes from Jordan. Willie Anderson open for the three. Doesn't get this one. Loose ball tracked down by Rodman.
And didn't get the shot in his hand. Never had the ball in his hand, so Willie Anderson never got able to shoot the ball right the way he wanted to.
The margin is 6. Miami has led since early in the second quarter. Entry pass, Jordan. Turn around. The margin is 4.
Boy, and that is a tough shot. And in Chicago, they've gotten in this game too quickly for the Heat's liking. I guarantee you, Pat Riley is worried.
This is as close as Chicago has been since they trailed by 3 at 13-10. Mourning, jumper, left side. Foul on Williams. Mourning goes to the free throw line.
But that's what they want. They want him to go left, and that's what he did. He got fouled, but he did make the shot. This is exactly what the Bulls want him to do. Take him away from going right, going left, shoots a left-hand hook shot, or put him on the line. I think the Bulls would take that, Vern.
Mourning is 1 of 3 at the free throw line. Not many free throws tonight and not many turnovers.
It's been really a clean game so far. Even that Rodman incident, I'm glad there was no flagrant foul called. Thank goodness no one was hurt. Let the guys play basketball, and that's nice.
Rodman, Harper, Pippen, Williams, and number 23 for Chicago. Scottie Pippen fouled by Mashburn, his third. Pat Riley telling us this morning we've got to get help on the boards.
Yeah, you know Chicago's going to do it, and they're doing it. That's what kept them in this game in the first half. They did great on the offense. They out-rebounded them by 7 in offensive rebounds, and now they're staying in the game again. It's a 5-point lead or 6-point lead by Miami. It's all over rebounds.
Willie Anderson with that rebound. Here's Hardaway finding P.J. Brown. Harper guards Hardaway. Entry pass to Alonzo Mourning. Mourning in the paint. draws another foul.
Well, right there, he went right. He got exactly what he wanted. So when you go right, what the Bulls are trying to do, they're going to foul him and put him on the line. He has to prove that he can make these shots before they stop fouling him.
Michael Jordan picks up his first. And Alonzo Mourning back at the free throw line.
And Barry, you have to remember last year in the Eastern Conference Finals, this is exactly the way the Bulls played Shaquille O'Neal. Let's foul him. You look at Michael Jordan's numbers right there. He's still not driving the ball as much as they would like. Though the 5 number is high, they would love Michael Jordan to keep going to the basket.
Time call by Chicago. Tim Hardaway found his way from Chicago's Carver High School to University of Texas at El Paso, then to Golden State and Miami.
Yeah, great story. I mean, a lot of people growing up, I grew up in Chicago, a little older than Tim, but no one really heard of Hardaway until he was in college, and then really until he was in the pros, and that's when we all started claiming him. You know, me, Isaiah, Mark Aguirre, when we found out that he was really from Chicago, we claimed him quickly.
Mourning at the line. Very few colleges after Tim Hardaway when he came out of high school.
He wasn't recruited, basically. He was a guy, a lot like Jeff Hornacek, another guy from Chicago. No one wanted. He made him want him. And he got there, walks on, plays great. Now he's in the NBA. Great story.
Here's Pippen. Back to Williams. In and out, tip, loose ball. Chicago ball.
Another second shot. But I tell you what, the pace has slowed. It's starting to favor Chicago's pace. Miami has to get back into that up and down tempo. That's why you haven't seen, well, Vashawn Leonard's not been on the court or other guys getting 3-pointers because there's not been an up-tempo game from Miami in the second half.
Pippen looks inside, goes to Harper instead. Now Jordan gets the pick from Williams. Willie Anderson, Jordan. Harper, loose ball foul is called on Willie Anderson.
Another second shot. Now the Bulls are not shooting the ball well, but they keep getting it back. And that has to be a concern for Pat Riley.
Now they said this morning, we have a chance in this series if. And the first paragraph that followed if was rebounding.
Yeah, and it has to because that's what the Bulls do well.
He also mentioned poise. An 8-point Miami lead. Jordan.
And see what Michael Jordan is doing right now is trying to foul out every possible person who can guard him. You got Vashawn Leonard on the bench, and now he's working on Willie Anderson. Another thing Pat Riley said that was interesting. I said, how do you stop Pippen and Jordan? He said, you know what? You don't. They're great players, but I told my guys, so what? Hey, they're good. So what? What are you going to do? You have to go out and play them.
Scottie Pippen fouled by Mourning. That's his third. And Pippen will go to the line.
And you can see the drive here. And I agree with Alonzo. That was a push-off by Scottie Pippen. I think that was a bad call.
As he went up, left arm came out.
Yeah, and it's amazing with players when you know you're going to get your shot blocked. Pippen sensed that, and so he did whatever he could do to prevent it, and now he's on the free throw line. So smart play by Scottie Pippen, because Alonzo had him dead to rights.
Lead is 6, 5:24 to go, third quarter. Tim Hardaway picked up by Ron Harper. Willie Anderson in the post. First turnover for Hardaway. Here comes Chicago. Michael Jordan in the post. It's Williams with the jumper for 2. Timeout, Miami.
Good timeout. Needed timeout right now. And now the Bulls are playing their game.
Pat Riley is in the face of Jamal Mashburn.
And more so, the refs. He's saying the Bulls are getting away with a lot of pushing. Let us push a little bit also.
From Houston, rather. Let's go back and take a look at Tim Hardaway's first turnover of the night.
Yeah, you know, Ron Harper has done a nice job trying to keep a body on Tim Hardaway. And right there, he has those long arms, pokes the ball loose, and gets it. And then the nice shot by Brian Williams. More importantly, look at the reaction by Pat Riley. And you can see him saying right now, they're pushing off. You can read his lip. He wasn't happy about it.
Now Hardaway, at 4:50 mark of the third quarter. Another turnover, P.J. Brown. Here's Pippen. Mourning back. He's got 3 fouls. He does a wonderful job. And Williams fires it out to Harper. Scottie Pippen. What a job by Alonzo Mourning. Here's Pippen for 3. What a job by Scottie Pippen.
He's taking his game, and I didn't know if he could, to another level, because I thought he was at a pretty good level to begin with. He's done it in this playoff.
Riley is called for Ike Austin. He'll come in a moment. Mourning guarded by Williams. 1-point game. Willie Anderson off the dribble. Dishes. 3 straight turnovers. Here comes Chicago with a chance to reclaim the lead. Pippen wants it left side. Harper slows it down. And they look for Michael Jordan, who's guarded by Tim Hardaway. 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Chicago leads.
Half-court game by Miami. They're filling the Chicago's defense.
A 9-0 run by Chicago, fueled by turnovers. Rodman saves it on the line, and it will be Miami ball. Marley and Austin come in for P.J. Brown and Jamal Mashburn.
Well, in the first half, it was Miami's effort. Now, look at Chicago's and Dennis Rodman's effort right there.
Was on the line. 3:34 to go in the third quarter, and 12 remaining on the shot clock.
Chicago is making this run. This is what we call in the league as a defensive run. They're scoring points, but what they're doing, and they're causing turnovers. And that's what they do. That's another concern of Riley's in this series, is that we cannot turn the ball over.
There's Rodman. And there's going to be the technical. He shoved Mourning in the back after the foul.
And that's the first time I've ever seen all 3 guys give him a tee at the same time. And he deserved it. He pushed off.
Watch the foul and then the reaction.
You can see it there. Kind of comes up under Alonzo, and that's the foul. Alonzo backs into him. Why he pushed him off, I have no idea. And look at Michael.
See if you get a better angle here. Watch the shove now.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. And you know what? It was a little push. And in most cases, guys won't get a technical foul over that. But Dennis Rodman has brought this on himself. And if he's going to do that, he's going to get the technical foul.
Well, he's got a streak alive. He's received a technical in every game in the playoffs.
And I'm sure he was worried about that, so he had to get it.
A total of 12 in 9 games thus far. He's been ejected 3 times. And now Mourning shoots the free throws after Hardaway missed the technical. Well, one of the themes of the playoffs for Miami, their inability to sink free throws. Mourning shoots one more. And it's contagious. You know, it becomes contagious. One guy misses, then the next guy misses, and then it's a problem. Back to a tie at 59. 3:25 to go, third quarter. Hardaway picks up Pippen and quickly draws the foul. Nope, just knocked it out of bounds. Now time to take a look at tonight's game GMC scoreboard. And of course, last night Utah outlasted Houston by 15. Game 2 tomorrow night. Here's Jordan. That's off the mark. And that was great defense. Got a hand in his face, closed on him. That's exactly what Riley wants. Harper fouls Hardaway. And that's what Riley's been saying. He said Ron Harper keeps using his shoulder or elbow to try to balance Tim Hardaway. Instead of using the hand check, he's using the shoulder. And you can see it right here. Watch it right here. What he's doing is trying to bump him to slow him down. That way, that time Hardaway got the foul call. Hardaway's first free throw of the night. He's 1 of 3. He is struggling offensively. 1 of 8 from the field tonight. Go back to the theme you established at the outset. In order for Miami to win, Mourning and Hardaway both had to play well.
Yeah, I think they both play well. They have to, because that allows Dan Marley's and Deshaun Leonard's to play well. Now, Hardaway didn't score in the first half, but I thought he played really well.
Harper blocked by Alonzo Mourning. That's 6 blocks, 7 blocks for Mourning tonight. Williams kicks it out for Ron Harper. Here comes Hardaway to defend. 5 on the shot clock. Ron Harper, that's not the shot they wanted. Tipped. Jordan at the buzzer. No. Shot clock violation.
Boy, and I don't know what that shot was. And Scottie Pippen running backwards right now is saying, calm down, slow it down. Look at this by Alonzo Mourning. He is a great help defender on a team that helps all the time.
Hardaway for Marley. They look for Mourning. He battles Williams. Back inside. Double comes from Jordan. Willie Anderson. The rotation has Jordan out on Anderson. At the buzzer, a foul is called on Michael Jordan, his second.
Yeah, Willie Anderson made Michael Jordan foul him. He brought the ball right into Michael's arms, and he drew a foul. Right now, Miami is weathering this storm. You can see it here. Watch Willie Anderson bring the ball, just brings it right into him. Now, it didn't look like much, but there was contact.
Anderson gets the first free throw, shoots 1 more, back to a 3-point lead. This has been the only way Miami has been able to score since midway through this quarter.
Yeah, but the fact is they got down. Now they're back up. They've weathered the storm, and they're staying into this game.
Lead is 4, 2:10 to go, third quarter. Marley has Jordan. Hardaway on Pippen. Alonzo Mourning just picked up another foul. And it's another cheap foul. That's his 4th.
And those are the worst kind. No need for that type of foul. You want him to step out like he did and help. You do not need Alonzo Mourning reaching. And this is where he gets the foul right now. He has to help. That's part of the defense. But he does not have to do that. And it was a hand check. Yes, it was a ticky-tack foul, as Pat Riley would call it. But it was a foul.
Should it have been called?
Well, it was called because the last play down the court, they gave Michael Jordan a foul that made him shit. If you're going to call it one way, you have to call it the other way.
Mourning goes to the bench with 4. Jamal Mashburn back on. Rodman goes to the bench with 1 technical. And Kukoc is on.
And I thought Rodman's effort to start this third quarter was the difference. He didn't come out with that in the first quarter. He came out with it in the third quarter, and now the Bulls are back in this basketball game.
1:58 to go, third quarter. The lead is 3. Hardaway, Mashburn, Ike Austin, Willie Anderson, and Dan Marley from Miami. Ron Harper goes for the steal. Hardaway gets it back. Takes the jumper. Oh, boy!
And that's what he can do. He can create and make shots. And there's no way he makes that shot, Vern, but he made it.
Pippen goes into Ike Austin. And they're going to call traveling, double dribble on Scottie Pippen. He went in the air and lost his dribble. And Jordan is irate with Bennett Salvatore.
Well, what he's saying is Bennett Salvatore was standing right there, and he didn't make the call. So he obviously thought someone hit the ball out of Scottie's hand.
It was Austin defending who thought he was going to get called for the foul.
I thought something had to be called, either travel or foul, and they called travel.
Hardaway to Marley. Kukoc guards him. Marley kicks it out. Willie Anderson. Now the penetration, and he throws it right to Judd Bushler.
Yeah, he saw something that I didn't see. But what I do like is when somebody gathers himself, what the Heat are doing, they're putting the ball on the floor, creating shots for each other. I like what they're doing. If they're going to play half court, that's what they have to do.
Mashburn guards Pippen. Here's Kukoc, puts it on the floor, and it's kicked right at us by Tim Hardaway. 1:05 to go, third quarter.
Now, this game has turned into a half-court slugfest right now. That favors Chicago unless Alonzo Mourning's in the game, and then you can call it even. Alonzo's not in the game. Hardaway has to be your guy.
Harper. Rebound, Mashburn. Final 54 seconds, a 6-point Miami lead. They were up by as many as 16 second quarter, by 11 at the half. Here's Willie Anderson, no. Ike Austin, it's on the floor, and Austin kicks it back outside to Mashburn. Hardaway penetrates underneath Anderson. Scottie Pippen for Chicago. Brian Williams back to Pippen. Now Michael Jordan. And Jordan goes to the free throw line.
Boy, you watch Michael Jordan play, you just feel he can get to the basket anytime he wants to. Now, again, he really doesn't want to go all the way to the basket, and I think Miami's doing a good job. They're forcing him to take shots that he really does not want to take. And not only that, if he's not taking it, they're forcing the Bulls to take shots that they don't want to take. They're making other guys take the shots. In this last 4 minutes, guys like Ron Harper and Brian Williams have been taking the shots, not Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan.
In the third quarter, Chicago's defense has forced 5 turnovers. They've scored 7 points off the turnovers, and they have out-rebounded Miami by 6. Now, Judd Bushler, having demonstrated his preparedness for the game by catching Willie Anderson's pass, has been invited onto the floor.
Yeah, I think that drew Phil Jackson's attention. He saw the ball. Hey, there's Judd.
I forgot Judd. Bushler's on. And Randy Brown. And Kukoc and Williams and Jordan. With 13 seconds to go, third quarter. Mashburn, guarded by Bushler. The follow from Ike Austin is waved off. He got into the cylinder.
Boy, and he should have left it alone.
Yep.
Because that was going in. And Judd Bushler, poor Judd Bushler, walks out on the court and gets ISO. And look at this right here. I think the ball's going in regardless. Does not need to touch it.
And I think you're right.
Yeah, that was going in. International rules, that would have counted.
Jordan at the buzzer, no. We have played 3 at the United Center in Chicago. The Chicago Bulls battled back from an 11-point halftime deficit to go up by 1. World champion Chicago Bulls by 5. Vern Lundquist, Doc Rivers, and Craig Sager here.
And there's a point where coaches always talk about. If you look at those quarter-by-quarter scoring there, only that one time have the Bulls scored over 25 points. You want to play great defense. If you can keep the team under 25 points each quarter, then that means you're doing a great job, and that's what the Heat has done so far in this game.
Tonight's possessions, 69 shots for Chicago, 51 for Miami. And look at the second shots, 14-4.
And if you look at that, and you would say the Bulls must be up by 20. They're not. They're down by 5, and that's the resilience of the Heat.
Alonzo Mourning stays on the bench with his 4 fouls. He has had a terrific game other than the foul problems. Here's Jamal Mashburn for 3. Off the front rim into the hands of Judd Bushler.
Yeah, I think when Mashburn was really good, he didn't take that many threes. I think now he looks for his threes more than he does his post-up game, and I think he has a great post-up game.
Back in the hands of Scottie Pippen. Pippen for 2. Let's set the lineups now. Mourning and Jordan sit for their respective teams. It's Hardaway, Mashburn in the backcourt, Willie Anderson, Ike Austin, and Dan Marley. And for Chicago, Steve Kerr, Judd Bushler, Dennis Rodman, Kukoc, and Scottie Pippen. Here's Hardaway. Nailed it for 2.
And he has to do that. Right now, Alonzo's sitting on the bench with 4. It's a half-court game. It goes down to guys who can create shots. Tim Hardaway can create his.
68-63, the pick from Kukoc. Here's Steve Kerr. Kukoc guarded by Mashburn. And intercepted by Willie Anderson. Here comes Miami to run. Anderson's got Marley right side. Marley wasn't set. Mashburn. Kerr picks him up.
And Mashburn should go right down to the post.
There he is.
With Steve Kerr on him.
Back to Marley. Now the switch has Kukoc on Mashburn. Marley. Tough shot in the lane. Rodman with the rebound. Chicago. Pippen.
And that's nice transition D by the Bulls, and that was a concern by Riley early in the third quarter.
Ball up in the air. Kept there by Rodman, but off the glass, Willie Anderson. Here comes Miami again. Anderson, Kukoc comes out defensively. And the Heat will bring it back outside. Kerr guards Hardaway.
And Tim Hardaway is telling everyone to get out the way so I can create.
Tough shot. Rebound, Rodman. He has 15 rebounds tonight. His high previously in this year's playoffs was 10.
I think it's misleading, though, because he hasn't played a lot of minutes.
Right. Kerr got it. Air ball. Hardaway saves it. Miami runs again. It's gotten a little sloppy. The dish underneath. Clean block, Rodman. No, not clean block. Foul call.
And that's exactly what they want to do, is get into the open court. They got into the open court. Tim Hardaway finds an open Willie Anderson. When the Bulls were making a run. But besides that, it's been more of Dennis Rodman's effort than P.J. Brown's effort. And these are two effort players, so that is something we should watch.
Michael Jordan got a little bit of a rest. He's back on the floor with Kerr, Bushler, Rodman, and Scottie Pippen. And Alonzo Mourning will continue to sit with the 4 fouls as Willie Anderson goes to the free throw line for Miami.
Well, this is key for the Heat. What they're doing, they're allowing Alonzo to rest because they're playing so well. He's on the bench. They haven't lost the league. As a matter of fact, they've extended the lead with Alonzo on the bench. So this is really key for them.
Loose ball. Chicago. Bashan Leonard, who picked up 4 fouls earlier. We're pausing here. Scoring percentage. Miami at 44% and Chicago 32%. Somebody in the front row said something to Ike Austin.
And he didn't like it.
And he stopped and gave a look like I thought, what in the world?
He got quiet over there.
6-point lead. Here's Jordan. Double from Hardaway. 2 more for Michael Jordan.
Yeah, again, that's what he likes. Though they did make him work, he'll make those shots for you all night.
30 points for Jordan, the lead back to 4 for Miami. Tim Hardaway has played every minute of the ball game tonight. Oh, what a beautiful pass. And the foul on Pippen will send Mashburn to shoot free throws.
That was just a great pass. And what Riley right now is doing, he's watching every possession. If they don't score and the Bulls score, you can guarantee Alonzo's coming in. But you see a pass like this, gives them another couple of minutes to sit Alonzo if he can make the free throw.
Mashburn at the free throw line. Got one. Miami is a team 12 of 19. Western Conference Final Game 2 tomorrow night. Utah and the Rockets. Mashburn 1 of 2. That game to be seen on TNT from Salt Lake City. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown will be out there. 5-point game. Oh, wow. 3-point game.
And you know what's amazing? Dan Marley got there. He thought he was going to get a charge. Somehow Jordan avoided him and got a dunk. And Alonzo's coming in.
Riley's seen enough. He's going to get Mourning back on the floor.
Yeah, I think he had a little gauge. If they get it under 4, Alonzo comes back in the game.
That foul is going to be called on Bushler as Austin was muscling his way for position underneath. Watch the Jordan drive a moment ago.
And even more importantly, watch Dan Marley. Now, he just blows by Bashan Leonard, who has 4 fouls and goes the wrong way there. But watch Marley thinks he's there, and the next thing you know, Jordan's going by him and dunking.
Well, they had the Joffrey Ballet appear here at halftime, and Marley looked like he was auditioning for ballet to corps there. Corps to ballet, whatever it is.
I tell you what,
one of those dancers.
Dennis Rodman right now and Alonzo, they're going at it, and that is an advantage for Rodman. He is used to this type of warfare.
Pippen for the tie. No. Rebound, Rodman for 3 in the tie. Boy, the crowd was ready.
Tell you what, that shot looked good.
The dish, Alonzo Mourning, Rodman rebound. Here comes Pippen. 18 Rodman rebounds in the game. Kerr for the tie. Boy, Steve Kerr off the mark.
Well, you know, that might be his first 3-point
Kerr 1 of 4 from the field. 7:20 to go in regulation. Mourning comes to set the screen. That's where he's gotten in trouble. He gets the assist on the pick and roll. Jordan takes the ball away from Jamal Mashburn. Pippen backs up. Mourning's out on him. Now Mashburn gets there. Bushler, right side. Marley has Jordan. Clean strip by Dan Marley. Hardaway. Marley spots up for 3. Takes it. Didn't get it. Here comes Chicago with another chance to tie or trail by 1. And another turnover.
Oh, this game is totally out of control right now, and that favors Miami.
Hardaway got 2. Timeout, Chicago.
I really thought the Bulls took too many quick shots in that little sense. They had a chance to take the lead. They didn't, and now Miami comes back with a big shot. They turn the game into a helter-skelter game. That's exactly what Miami wants. Guys try to beat you, and that's tough for any team to do.
Chicago Bulls have hit a couple of arid spells tonight. In the first half, they went through one period in which they canned 3 of 22. And in the last 10 minutes, after grabbing the lead at 59-58, they have hit 5 of 19 from the field.
And that last little series where they're going up and down, it's rare that you see the Bulls lose their patience offensively, and I thought they lost it completely. Everybody went one-on-one, and guys started rushing shots. That is unusual for the Bulls, and that's why they called timeout.
Pippen, Rodman puts it up and in after Pippen lost control. Back to a 3-point game, 6:05 to go in regulation. This is Deshaun Leonard, guarded by Jordan. Deshaun Leonard hit 4 threes in the opening moments of the game, but has been quiet since then. He plays with 4 fouls. Leonard comes out, chased by Jordan. Now Rodman. They get it back to Alonzo Mourning. He takes a 3. Ever since he hit that big 3 in New York in Game 6, he's thought of himself as a spot-up three-point shooter.
The worst thing in the world is for a guy who can't shoot threes to make one, because then he thinks he can.
5:35 to go. Here's Judd Bushler, Scottie Pippen, and Rodman. Back to Jordan. Alonzo Mourning with the rebound, gets it in the hands of Tim Hardaway.
Tell you what, Chicago's playing great right now, but they're still losing the basketball game. And if you're Pat Riley, you're happy with that.
Back to Mashburn. Entry pass to Alonzo Mourning, and Rodman takes him down hard.
The intensity of this game in the last 2 or 3 minutes has changed completely. I'm watching Deshaun Leonard, Michael Jordan go at it, and now you see Dennis Rodman and Alonzo Mourning. And let me tell you what Alonzo was doing right there. He tried to lay on the floor, act to hurt a little bit, and in the hope that they would call a flagrant on Dennis Rodman. It didn't work, but it was a great try.
4th team foul on Chicago. Miami has yet to foul in this quarter.
And that doesn't sound significant, but that will come into play later. 2 minutes, 3 minutes left in this game.
Fouls to give.
You have a foul to give.
That last foul puts Miami on the line. The foul was on Kukoc, his 2nd, and Tim Hardaway goes to the free throw line. Hardaway, over the course of the playoffs, at 78%. He's been one of the few members of the Heat who have shot well, but tonight only 2 of 4.
And let me tell you, it's nothing worse going to the free throw line when your other players have missed, because you're thinking about it, and you go to the line and you're saying, well, let me take us off of this and let me start making them. The fact that you have to say that makes it tough.
As a team, the free throw problems continue. Miami 13 of 22 tonight. And you think back of how it's hampered them in their series with Orlando and with New York.
You know, putting them on the free throw line right now, the way they're shooting, it's almost becoming a defensive stop. I mean, one of the good ways of stopping the Heat is let's follow them and put them on the line and we get the ball back. They might make one.
4-point margin. Deshaun Leonard guards Pippen. Marley has Jordan. Hardaway on Harper. Marley with the foul.
Boy, the expression on Michael Jordan's face right there. It looked like he was going to get into the play. Then Marley kind of gave him a little elbow. He turned around and said, I'm going to take you. He gets the foul. First team foul.
And Marley second in the ball game. Now Leonard. There's the screen from Rodman and the switch with Mourning out. That leaves Rodman open underneath. Off. Oh, no travel.
Wow, I don't know what you call there. I don't know if you call anything.
My goodness.
Oh, wow. I don't know. Look at Phil Jackson. He's doing the old coach's stares, what we call it. He thinks if he stares at him long enough, he'll change his mind.
Here's Hardaway. And Marley looks for Mourning. Guarded by Rodman.
Mourning better be careful.
Marley intercepted. Scottie Pippen, 4:20 to go in regulation. Here's Pippen for three. Yes.
Never leave the ball. Miami left Dennis Rodman wide open behind the three. That's a rule you learn in high school. Never leave the ball.
Back to a one-point game. Hardaway, screen from Mourning. That's always a dangerous play, and there's Tim Hardaway. Chicago with a chance to claim the lead for the second time in this half.
And Ron Harper is doing a nice job on Tim Hardaway. That's something Riley said also this morning. The one thing the Bulls can do with Tim Hardaway is make him shoot over taller people, and that's tough for Tim.
B.J. Brown has Kukoc. Marley guards Michael Jordan. Jordan has the ball in his hand and a chance for a Chicago lead. Kicks it out to Harper for three.
And nice pass by Michael Jordan. Ron Harper is rewarded for great defense. He hits the big three. Yes, Mr. Cruz. Oh, wow.
Jordan out of the timeout. Gets the basket. He wanted a foul. The lead is 4.
He always wants a foul.
Points off turnovers tonight, 17 for Chicago, 5 for Miami. A 4-point Chicago lead. Marley has Rodman out on him. Mashburn back to Hardaway. Shot clock violation.
Boy, I tell you what, now you see that defense. Their defense right there. The Bulls, they were everywhere. There was nowhere for the Miami players to go. That is the best 24 seconds of defense I might have ever seen right there. They were everywhere. I think the Bulls had 7 guys on the court.
3 turnovers for Miami in the last 120. Touch pass underneath for Sean Leonard. That's his 5th foul. Miami with a foul to give.
And that's exactly what Pat Riley was saying in the last timeout. He said, listen, guys, if they have you in a bad way, foul them. We have fouls to give. Don't waste them. Let's use them right now.
Time call by Chicago with 2:43 to go.
19, you look up the score, they're only down 4 points. So they have been outplayed, they've been out-rebounded, but they're still in this game. This is a resilient team.
Alonzo Mourning, 6 of 8 in the first half, sat much of the third quarter with 4 fouls. He's only 1 of 5 from the field in this half. And Michael Jordan has led the way back, 77-73. Chicago leads it. Well, what all season long people have said about Chicago, this might be the year they're vulnerable. And it certainly was a theme early in the playoffs when they had 3 tight games against the Bullets They were behind at home big to Atlanta in game 1 of that series.
Well, I don't think they've had a rhythm yet in this playoffs. Every game has been close. They have not gotten on a roll, and they've had so much rest. It's tough for them. Right now, defensively, they are on a roll.
Here's Jordan guarded by Marley. And they called Michael Jordan. And he just got a technical. Bennett Salvatore.
And you know what? This is a foul. They call this all the time. If you knock the hand off the guy, they'll call a foul. And let's see if he does it. Tell you what, if he did it, I didn't see it.
It seems not to matter. Vashawn Leonard, who was 27 of 30, 27 of 30 in the playoffs, just misfired at the free throw line.
Yeah, and that's from the other misses, and also Vashawn Leonard picked up a 4th foul so early. He hasn't touched the ball much.
Marley looks for Mourning. Rodman gets the foul. That's 5 on him.
And what Dennis Rodman is saying is that Alonzo Mourning is hitting me every time. Look at his head right here. That is called a flop. He tried to draw it. Instead, he drew attention to himself, and he got a foul. Pat Riley, in the last timeout, told his players, we need offense. We need Zoe. Let's go to Zoe down on the post. They went to him. They drew a foul. Now he's on the free throw line. And that's been the Bulls' best defense right now, is putting them on the line.
Mourning's had a decent night, 6 of 9, 6 of 10. Well, 60% is not really decent.
And that's one of the reasons, you know, we look at the 5 field goals, because every time they've had a shot at the basket, the Bulls have decided we'll make them earn it from the foul line. If they're not going to make it, we're going to keep fouling them.
1 of 2. And that is Alonzo Mourning's first point of the quarter. The lead is 3 with 2:16 to go in regulation.
It's amazing the Heat. They're still in this game. If I'm Pat Riley, I'm not all that upset. They still have a chance.
Jordan again picked up by Marley. Rodman sets the screen. Jordan goes right. Pumps. Puts it up. No. Rebound in the hands of Jamal Mashburn. And he called timeout as he was losing his balance and falling out of bounds.
And the timeout is good. They get the ball, but you lose a timeout. So if you're Pat Riley, I don't know which way you go on that one. Watch here, Dan Marley guarding Michael Jordan. What he wants to do there is just stay in front of him, keeps a hand in his face, makes him miss the shot. Good defense.
From the war, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen have collaborated for 58 points. The rest of the Bull team, only 19.
Well, we said opening the game that they have to find a way to stop those two. They haven't yet.
Chicago has 2 timeouts and a 20 left. Miami has 1 timeout, but Miami has 1 foul to give.
Only down 3 points with the basketball. From this point on of the game, Miami has to go down to Alonzo Mourning or go to Tim Hardaway in open court situations. If anybody else gets a shot, it's because Tim Hardaway or Alonzo Mourning created it for them.
Here comes Tim Hardaway, picked up by Harper, who's held him in check tonight. Jamal Mashburn, spin move, kicks it out, intercepted. Tony Kukoc, he's got Harper to his left, he'll take it all the way.
I didn't think he could make it to the basket, and he did. That's a nice move.
Biggest lead of the night, it's 5 for Chicago. Another Miami turnover. They can't buy a basket in this half. Hardaway, Harper all over him. In the post, they're going to call Rodman, that's 6.
And they better watch Rodman, because now that he's out of the game, he might decide to pick up that second technical foul. I think Miami is waiting too long to get the ball to Alonzo Mourning in the post.
Rodman with 19 rebounds. Take a look at it again.
And you can see them fighting down there. But take a look at this. Look at Tony Kukoc. I didn't think he could make it to the basket. And he barely did. Alonzo
Mourning at the free throw line.
That was a nice game by Dennis Rodman.
We get to come back here Thursday night.
Yeah.
Mourning is 7 of 12.
And Pat Riley has to be sick. They have not had a great game yet. They're still in this game, and free throws right now are killing them.
Miami is 4 of 11 in the fourth quarter. 15 of 28 in the ball game. Anybody mention Achilles? 5-point lead, 1:07 to go. Jordan, 2 more. Wow. Timeout, Miami.
Oh, my. Just take a look at Michael Jordan right here, splitting the defenders and throwing up a running hook shot. Right there, Marley. Another reach there by Alonzo Mourning. Another one by Tim Hardaway. If you were playing football, you're in Chicago, you would call him sweetness right now because that's unbelievable.
3 defenders with a shot at him. Well, Dave Wanstead is among the 20,000 here. The Bears coach. 5 Miami turnovers in the fourth quarter. They are 2 of 10 from the field and 4 of 11 from the free throw line. They have scored 8 points in the face of this suffocating Chicago Bull defense. And there's Harper out on Hardaway again. Marley with Kukoc on him. Leonard, Hardaway, air ball. Mourning tries to save it.
I tell you what, this defense, Vern, this is the best quarter of defense I may have ever seen. And right now, you know what I'm thinking? Isaiah Thomas is sitting up in the stands with Marcus Camby and Damon Stoudemire. He doesn't have to say a word. He says, guys, this is how you do it.
The all-time low number of points Miami has accounted for in the playoffs is 13. Last year against Chicago. They have 8 in the fourth quarter, and they're down by 7 with 48.6 seconds to go. Michael Jordan. Out to Harper. They'll run some clock.
Oh, my. They can't even foul him.
Finally, Hardaway fouls Jordan. Michael Jordan with 36 points. And he's going to go to the free throw line.
Vern, Miami had a chance to win this game. They didn't shoot free throws. They gave too many second shots to the Bulls. They allowed them to stay close. And then the Bulls' will took this game over.
Well, Pat Riley said if. But part of the if was rebounding. Part of the if was getting both Hardaway and Mourning to get on the scoreboard.
And in the second half, nobody got on the scoreboard.
Right.
And the Bulls' defense was just tremendous. And you won't see it in the stats. And you know, Dennis Rodman gets a lot of heat. But I really credit him because I thought his energy from the second quarter on turned this game around.
Mourning is fouled as he goes back up with the missed shot. Foul is on Ron Harper. And Alonzo Mourning goes back to the free throw line. Well, think about game 2.
Well, you're happy if you're Pat Riley, except for the loss. You're not happy about that. But they had a chance to win. They didn't play their best game, and they were up for most of this game. So if you're Pat Riley, you're saying, guys, one thing we have to fix is free throws. We just have to shoot those better. Another thing, we have to do a better job of keeping Dennis Rodman and Brian Williams and guys like that off the boards. If we can do just those 2 things, we have a great shot at winning game 2.
Well, they have been pathetic at the free throw line. Not only tonight, but in the first 12 games they played.
And I'm telling you, it's a snowball effect. It's mental. You cannot tell me that Alonzo Mourning can't shoot. You can't tell me that Tim Hardaway can't make free throws or Rashawn Leonard. And tonight, they've all missed them.
Luke Longley goes to the free throw line. 20 seconds left in regulation, and the Bulls leading by 8.
It's amazing how strong your mind is. These guys have had so many positive things happen in their life, and yet they miss 1 or 2 free throws, and in each of them alive. I've been there, Vern, and I'm telling you, your mind sometimes is dangerous.
That's the way their second half has gone.
Yes, it has.
A 10-point Chicago lead. So they will win game 1, game 2 here on Thursday night. Marley for 3. Finally, the drought ends, but that's only 11 points in the quarter for Miami. Steve Kerr will let the clock wind down. Chicago comes from 16 down in the first half, from 11 down at halftime, from 5 down at the end of 3. And they win it by 7. And let's check in with Craig Sager, who's with Michael Jordan.
Well, Michael